Morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good today. If you're on your way to work, have a great day. If you're staying home with your kids, I hope you guys are doing well. I was on Twitter last night, and one of my friends, tagged me in a post about the new upcoming Batwoman. Now, to get this out the way, I watched some of the, episodes on the one with I think her name is Ruby Rose, and I watched it because I didn't want to make videos about it without watching it first, because I like to come up with my own opinions. But it's all about the story with me, with any comic book characters. If the story is weak, I don't care who's the actor or actress. I won't watch it because it's all about the story. And a lot of people, we like to relate to our favorite characters in some way. The trials and tribulations that they went through. I'm sorry, and we can compare that to our own struggles in life. So when I saw this, I realized that, okay, we got a new character coming. She's not the same character that Ruby Rose played in Batwoman. It's a whole new character. The actress name is Javicia Leslie. And to get this out of the way, yes, she's black. But that really doesn't matter to a lot of people, but to some people it matters a lot because of whatever stereotypes they have about African American characters or superheroes or whatnot. But there are some who are just like me. We really don't care. As a man, as a black man, I really don't care about the actress or the color of her skin. I just want a good story, and I think that a lot of men and some women, we just want a good story. If the story is whack, everything is gone, man. We're not gonna waste our time on this. But what we've seen in the past is a lot of directors who make these shows. They blame it on the men for the reason the show failed. No, the writing sucked. But we're gonna talk about the new Batwoman here, and I'll go ahead and get this out of the way also. As will seeing a African American woman play a superhero affect a young black child watching it? Of course, because we found that in early childhood development, children, they find someone or a character that looks like them, that they identify with, and it helps them with their upbringing. So will this show, if your children are watching this, if you got a young black girl watching this show, could she identify with this character? Of course, because she sees herself in that role. Because self-identity and identifying with another person in a role that you can look up to, it's effective on children and young adults also. So I'm going to read some stuff that I saw on Twitter. Let me bring that screen up. And well, that's not this screen, but okay, I'll talk about this first. It's no problem. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. This is one that posted the tweet on July 8th. Okay, it says Batwoman taps Javicia Leslie to take over the title role. The actress will assume the lead on the CW series following Ruby Rose's departure. Javicia Leslie will take over the title role on the CW's second season following the departure of Ruby Rose at the end of season 1. She'll play a character named Ryan Wilder, becoming the first black actress to play Batwoman in a live-action TV or film production. Leslie says, I am extremely proud to be the first black actress to play the iconic role of Batwoman on television. And as a bisexual woman, I am honored to join this groundbreaking show, which has been such a trailblazer for the LGBT community, said Leslie. Like I said, I'm all about the story, man. So here's her background story for the upcoming show. Says Leslie's character, Ryan Wilder, is described as a likable, messy, a little goofy, and untamed. She's also nothing like Kate Kane, the woman who wore the batsuit before her. With no one in her life to keep her on track, Ryan spent years as a drug runner, dodging the GCPD, Gotham City Police Department, and masking her pain with bad habits. Today, Ryan lives in her van with her plant, a girl who would steal milk for an alley cat and could also kill you with her bare hands. Ryan is the most dangerous type of fighter, highly skilled, wildly undisciplined, and out lesbian, athletic, raw, passionate, fallible, and very much not your stereotypical all-American hero. Rose praises Leslie's casting on Instagram, writing, "This is amazing. I am so glad Batwoman will be played by an amazing black woman." And down here you can see her Instagram says, "I can't wait to watch season 2. You are going to be amazing." Now, the story right here. As most comic book fans and enthusiasts like myself, like I said, we like to see the backstory because we want to know how they got their power, how they got their skills, what trials and tribulations they had to go through, because we want to relate to the character in some way, with our own lives. So just from reading this background, it doesn't tell you much. It doesn't. If they would have said something like, she was prior military, she holds a certain degree in a black belt in jiu-jitsu or something, something that she was trained up to be. She's this badass person because of her background, which is this. A background by just telling us that she lives in a van with her plant and she's highly skilled. How did she get these skills? It's like some of these comic book writers and creators, they just, here's a character, here's his or her power, and that's it. They don't tell us how they got that power, what failures they went through to get these powers. It's like, I hate to keep bringing up that Captain Marvel thing, but it's kind of like that, man. And that's a whole nother video. But it's all about the backstory, and we would like to have a good story because just this background alone raises so much questions, so many questions because, it said spent years as a drug runner. That's not a superpower or any type of skill, especially a physical skill. But it says, I don't know why they put today Ryan lives in her van with her plant. So my question is, how is she going to become Batwoman? How is she going to, get, into the Batcave? I'm assuming, what's the butler's name in the new one? Lucius Fox, something like that. Maybe he bumps into her or something and takes her under his wing, or whatever, So I'm interested in how the story pans out, and so I didn't want to just come on and say, this show is going to suck, because just like the last one, I wanted to watch it first before I give my opinion, and I will do the same here. But I'm making this video mainly from the story standpoint, because the story that I highlighted and what I read to you guys, it doesn't show, how she got this skill, or because everyone knows Batwoman is pretty, badass, but am I happy the show continues? I mean, yeah, it's always good to have a good superhero show, but the story has to be there. So let's go to the Hollywood Reporter on Twitter and let's read some of these comments. Okay, let's see. She's stunning. I'll admit, she pretty fine. She fine. So this guy won't be watching, and it hasn't even showed up yet. I'm happy to see black women get roles, but on the CW and with the way the fans hate on black characters, I wish her the best. Not watching anymore. Not a good choice. Okay, are we supposed to care? I have not seen this woman act, but I have seen Ruby Rose act, and she's awful. Hollywood loves her because she's skinny, white, and has an accent and seems edgy. Watching her act is as enjoyable as watching rocks. Love to see it. Batman approves. The W in CW stands for woke. This guy, I'm getting Halle Berry, Catwoman vibes with this. It's not a good feeling. I'll still watch and see where it goes. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I agree with that. He'll make his decision, after he's seen it. So, in the history of comics, there's only been a handful of black female superheroes. Just off the top of my head, Storm, Monica Rambeau. Those are the ones that, get the most, I guess you could say, information or media thrown to them. There's also Shuri and Okoye from the Black Panther. But there are others, but a lot of people don't know about, and they will never know about them until their stories are being told. Like I said, here's number 1, Storm, Vixen, Misty Knight, Bumblebee, Monica Rambeau, which I have that comic book, that Spider-Man comic where she makes her first appearance, and her series is great, man. I like that. Nubia, this is Wonder Woman's sister. Thunder, Rocket, Crimson Avenger, Philippus, Amanda Waller, Skyrocket, Silhouette, Lady Hawk, Martha Washington. Now I'm sure there's some more, but we don't hear about those characters because they're not as popular as like Storm. For example, Storm is probably the most famous African American character in the comic book universe, in my opinion. Now, there are not a lot of books or comics written on these other ones. It's just like they wrote a few, and that was it. Storm was the most important at the time, and we love Storm. I think one of the main problems is when guys like me and guys around my age, we grew up with these superheroes. We've adapted to them, and that's our generation of superheroes. And a lot of these companies, they have to appeal to a younger crowd. So that's why they make these younger versions of X-Men. They make these younger superheroes. They have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, to appeal to the younger generation. We have Miles Morales that appeals to the Black and Latino community. So I think for guys like me, a lot of guys like me, we go through these conflicts basically because we see our favorite characters that we've grown up with suddenly changed. And a lot of us are like, okay, whatever. But some of us are, some of these guys on YouTube that I've seen, they're mad, man. And they're all upset because, their character changed, which I can understand from a standpoint. But at the same time, I understand that we have our generation of the superheroes that belong to us. Now the younger generation has superheroes that belong to them. So if you look at it that way, then fine. Like when I was a young boy, I talked to this older guy who had comic books, and he had all these old comics that were his favorite. And I couldn't relate to him because I was like, man, I don't relate to these. He's like, these are the best at my time. So when I started reading comics, I started relating to them. If I show some of those comics now to my nieces and nephews, they're gonna be like, man, what is this? I ain't reading this stuff. They don't care about that. They want comic books that relate to them. So, and that's the same that I believe with Javicia Leslie. This character will appeal to African American women, African American children. However, I will ask everyone to let's do this. Let's watch the first episode when it comes out. And I'll make another video on that, and we're going to sit there and discuss it because I can break it down. I will break down everything in the film that I liked or didn't like. and what I see problems that may come from this. But don't just watch some of these YouTubers, man, who just see a picture and they automatically assume that it's gonna suck or whatever. But I hope the writers have a good story for this character, because I don't like seeing, characters fail or stories fail. But you got to have a good writer. And right now, looking at this background, and that's all they've given us, it's not starting off too good. But we're gonna wait and see. So I hope you guys have a great day, and just give it a chance, man. That's all I'm saying. Just give it a chance and form your own opinions about things. And when the first episode comes out, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see what's going to happen from then on. Y'all have a good day. Take care.